How many Labour Party members are secretly plotting to oust Keir Starmer before May? In this video, we uncover the political maneuvering and contrast personal ambitions with the principle of servant leadership. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
Many within Labour circles lining up to replace Sir Keir Starmer. You wouldn't have imagined that 14 months ago when they achieved a unique and almost historic landslide.
No, I mean, it's a shambles. And it's, I'm afraid, what the Labour Party often does, destroy itself. And not only is it splintering, but even the splinter group is splintering. They're fighting each other. Corbyn and the Sultana woman are fighting each other. And the one, I think, the darkest horse in this leadership is actually another Miliband, David Miliband, who heads up a thing, believe it or not, called International Rescue, which I always thought was Thunderbirds, but is in America, where, of course, like all good socialists, he's earning an enormous sum of money and being ferried around in a chauffeur-driven car in Manhattan.
In the direction of $500,000 a year, I believe.
Absolutely, and one isn't quite clear what this so-called charity actually...
Essential that Britain takes its fair share of those in the greatest dire need fleeing the Syrian conflict.
Britain has taken not even hundreds, it's taken scores. And what do you think of that?
Well, I think that they should take their fair share. And the reason I think is really important was in the midst of the talk of millions, you said 3 million refugees out of Syria itself. The point is that, yes, there's great need amongst the thousands that need to be resettled. You're not going to solve the whole problem by resettlement. My case would be that for the thousands that need resettling, that meet the criteria for resettling, there is a substantive change to their lives that I will defend.
I think it was very much one of the sort of thing Donald Trump detests, a left-wing, Labour-lovey so-called charity promoting all kinds of weird causes. Anyway, Miliband, David, who most people felt was more intelligent than Ed, which I must admit wouldn't be difficult, and isn't, of course, quite so deranged as to be wedded to net zero.
Less left-wing and more electable, which is why it was a disaster when he ran against his brother for the Labour leadership after Gordon Brown.
Again, I mean, you know, this is typical of the socialists. They don't know how to run anything.
Is there anybody within Labour ranks who could rescue this ailing project? Because what is in their grasp, any future leader, is a large working majority. And 4 years to play with.
Well,
some people think Starmer will be out after what could be a financial crash following the November budget. Others think he could be more likely gone in May after an evisceration of the local elections. But he does appear to be on borrowed time. It's perhaps unlikely now that he will fight the next election as leader.
I think it is unlikely, but one has to remember that, yet again, the Labour Party, far from being as more democratic than any other party you would think, it actually makes it very difficult to replace a leader. You need 80 MPs to start with, and that's quite a big number. And you know, he's giving out jobs, he's massaging the egos of his allies very vigorously at the moment. I think it's more likely Morgan McSweeney will go first, and that would certainly rattle Starmer, because his power base in number 10 is reliant on Morgan McSweeney staying there, his chief of staff. I think the only person, strangely enough, who could have saved him and would save the party would have been Angela Rayner, but she's toast at the moment. At the moment. Now, it is rumoured that she's going to start supporting Andy Burnham, and Andy Burnham, who's a very ambitious narcissist in my view, very keen on his own self-publicity.
With the perfect platform of being a local mayor.
A local mayor.
Which is a very, very good role for any self-publicist, as Sadiq Khan will tell you.
Absolutely.
Even if you're failing.
Yeah, and Boris Johnson will tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good mayor of London, unlike Sadiq Khan. I can hardly bring myself to mention his name. He's so repellent. But I think you'll find that Andy Burnham, who is clearly on manoeuvres in a big way and has always been very ambitious.
I think he's made 2 efforts at the leadership already.
He has. And I don't think actually he will succeed, because even by this lot's standards, he's very, very thin. There's not much substance to him. And I think most of the hard left in the Labour Party know that. And certainly the middle ground know him for what he is, which is a bit of a chancer.
Yes, and no one really knows what his values are or principles.
I don't think he does.
And he probably doesn't either. So you'd be replacing like for like if you were to replace Starmer.
Yes.
What do you think is the likelihood that Starmer will eventually be forced to move on? I mean, you mentioned the nature of the Labour Party and how they tend to hang on to their leaders, and the arithmetic is a challenge. But beyond that, could things get so bad that his departure is inevitable?
Yes. And I think that's where the budget comes in, because it's going to be catastrophic. It's very, very interesting. The most significant thing the government said this week was a complete change. Normally they say we are committed not to increasing taxes for working people.
Yeah.
What they actually said this week was a change. They said we are committed to keeping taxes for working people as low as possible.
A government's job is to take responsibility to care for their country and its people. Yet, today's politicians seem to believe their role is to prioritize themselves, their friends, and foreign interests over the citizens who pay taxes and elect them. The Labour Party's leadership crisis may hinge on the financial bottom line. Sticking to your promises as a government is not the same as changing your mind and rebranding what you said before. Where do these ideas come from? Why do they think they are worth following? Perhaps they have seen corrupt politicians before them amass millions or billions through similar tactics and thought, why not us? The people's eyes are open and they are saying no more. They demand change or departure. Business as usual won't cut it. It's disheartening that not one politician on Labour's front bench has ever run a business. They govern as if the country is an ideological figment of their imagination. Nothing feels real to them. They push on further and faster while conditions worsen. Without the experience of building a business, failing and rising to success, Labour's ideological playbook of overtaxation, excessive borrowing, unchecked illegal migration, and importing energy while ignoring our own resources will persist. The people are suffering, and empty words won't keep these leaders in power. We need leaders who stand on their own, rooted in substance, and are not superficial. Leaders with meaningful ideas and a vision bold enough to propel us forward. We need someone willing to step out of the status quo, like Trump, who challenged the norm, to drive prosperity, development, and trust in the government. We need consistent leaders who know themselves, whose values and principles are aligned with the people's, embodying the true principle of servant leadership over personal ambition. The time has come for leaders who put the nation needs above short-term positions of power. Let us hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.